Demon King concept is an idea present in various religions across the globe, but we all know anime has the innate ability to deconstruct ideas and present them in new and fresh ways, a fact which sees various representations of an evil demonic ruler strewn across the anime world. Today we are counting down on the top 10 anime where the main character is the Demon King. We will not add some popular anime like Overlord, Demon King Daimyo, and the Seven Deadly Sins, as well as Hataraku Mao-sama, and a couple others. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to our channel and press on the bell icon and set us all to be notified about our latest videos. At number 10 we have King from Now On. Regular high school student Shibuya Yuri one day sees one of his classmates being bullied and intervenes. But as a result, Yuri unfortunately becomes the new target of the bully's harassment. The bully shoved Yuri's head into a toilet, but little did they know that the porty contained a portal to another world, one reminiscent of medieval Europe. Because of his black hair and eyes, the people of that world tell Yuri that he is one of the line of world demons, putting him in line to be the next demon lord. Now tasked with gaining and maintaining peace in this new realm, Yuri must gain the trust of the demons and come to terms with what it means to be the Demon King. Yes, it is lengthy and probably a little cliche, but if you fall in love with the characters the way I did, then you'll wish it had gone on longer. I was sad to see it end, and it absolutely became one of my favorite animes. If you like lighthearted anime with darker undertones, that's full of great characters, and don't mind the touches of shonen-ai, or cross-dressing boys for that matter, then I wholeheartedly recommend this series to you. At number 9, we have Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan. Nurarihyon is a teenager who simply wants to live a normal life, but unfortunately for him, he is a quarter yokai, the blood running in his veins linking him fast to the demon world. And to make things worse, his grandfather Nurarihyon is adamant that Rikuo will take over for him as leader of the Nura clan. For the most part, Rikuo is able to keep his supernatural life hidden from his friends, but with enemy yokai factions targeting both his yokai and human friends, Rikuo has to make the decision to accept his yokai side and eventually lead the Nura clan. What makes the story even more interesting is how the Nura yokai clan portrayed chivalry, similar to those you'd find in Yakuza movies, and how the series uses fear to gauge their strength. Look, it's up to you to decide whether you're gonna watch this or ditch it, but in my opinion, this anime is great. The jokes are in the right timing, and it has wonderful music, and the BGM is really mixed on the scenes. At number 8 we have Beelzebub. Beelzebub is a genuinely funny anime, and I mean the laugh out loud till your sides hurt sort of funny. You know you're in for a good time when we are introduced to the basic storyline in the first episode. A huge guy floating down the river spots a handsome and good-looking young man who cared nothing for his fellow humans. He proceeds to then bestow the green-haired demon baby Beelzebub onto our protagonist, Oga Tatsumi, in one of the strangest fashions imaginable, before taking with an impressive ballerina pirouette. Hijinks ensue when the baby's beautiful demon maid servant, Hildegard, comes looking for the toddler and finds him attached to Oga. Hildegard is not impressed but is intent on forcing Oga to fulfill his contract with baby Beel. Oga spends many episodes trying to pawn the baby off to someone more badass than himself while trying to keep his family, who comically misinterprets his situation, with varying degrees of success, and lots of comedy. Along for the ride are Furuichi, Oga's best friend, and the show's resident pervert, and a host of other delinquents from his infamous Ishiyami High. As you can probably tell, Beelzebub is a show that doesn't take itself too seriously. At number 7, Tears to Tiara. As the Holy Empire rises to power, the neighboring lands begin to gradually fall under its control. The Empire's conquest eventually reaches the small island of Aren, home to the Gale tribe. There, a priestess named Rhiannon is kidnapped to be offered as a living sacrifice to the Demon King Arwan, a malevolent being rumored to have caused untold destruction in the past. Rhiannon's brother, First Warrior Arthur, rescues her when Arwan suddenly materializes before them as a handsome gray-haired man. Hiding his true identity and remaining enigmatic, Arwan pledges his power and leadership to the tribe's cause and joins Arthur, Rhiannon, and their merry band of friends, including a talented swordsman, an agile hunter, and a group of ecstatic pixies, as they fight back against the Empire, while uncovering the dark secrets of the land along the way. When I first started to watch Tears of Tiara, it was really hard to keep watching because I thought it was a real slow burner. Yet, it turned out to be one of the best shows I've ever watched. At number 6 we have Rokka, Braves of the Six Flowers. Adlet Meyer, one of the heroes who embark on the journey with the sole reason of defeating the demon god. His motive is none other than taking revenge to Tunru, one of the demon leaders. After Tunru raided his village, all the people around him were either killed or had been taken away from him. Extremely angry as he was powerless to fight back, he became the disciple of Atoro, an old warrior specializing in killing demons. Adlet undergoes 8 years of training physically and mentally under him. After the training, he possesses various equipment along with his fast speed movement and cleverness, making him one of the unbeatable and the faster of heroes. Soon enough, Adlet will be accompanied by the other heroes to work together to defeat the demon god as well to be completed their sole purpose as a hero. To sum things up, Rokka, Braves of the Six Flowers surprised me. I was surprised by the sudden change of adventure to mystery. I was surprised by how much thought the show was given, the outward look of a typical shonen. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed the show. At number 5, we have How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. When it comes to the fantasy MMORPG cross-reverie, none can match the power of the Demon King Diablo. Possessing the game's rarest artifacts and an unrivaled player level, he overpowers all foolish enough to confront him. But despite his fearsome reputation, Diablo's true identity is Takuma Sakamoto, a shut-in gamer devoid of any social skills. Defeating hopeless challengers day by day, Takuma cares about nothing else but his virtual life. That is, until a summoning spell suddenly transports him to another world, where he has Diablo's appearance. You will enjoy this pick. This is truly a very typical Isekai anime series with an overpowered main character who is transported to another world as a demon lord. At number 4 we have Ao no Exorcist. This anime series depicts the concept of humans and demons who are two sides of the same coin, as are Asaya and Gehenna, their respective worlds. The only way to travel between the realms is by the means of possession, like in ghost stories. However, Satan, the ruler of Gehenna, cannot find a suitable host to possess and therefore remains imprisoned in his world. In a desperate attempt to conquer Asaya, he sends his son instead, intending for him to eventually grow into a vessel capable of possession by the Demon King. Ao no Exorcist follows Rin Okumura, who appears to be an ordinary, somewhat troublesome teenager. That is until one day, he is ambushed by demons. His world turns upside down when he discovers that he is in fact the very son of Satan, and that his demon father wishes for him to return so they can conquer Asaya together. Not wanting to join the king of Gehenna, Rin decides to begin training to become an exorcist, so that he can fight and defend Asaya alongside his brother Yukio. The story is just a masterpiece. As I said, it is stereotyped, but it does not affect the fun of watching. You just watch and say, oh shit, that is awesome. At number 3, you have Ushio and Tora. The story of Ushio to Tora is generic, centered around Ushio, a teenager whose father plagues him with an ancient story of an ancestor impaling a demon with the legendary beast spear. Naturally, the protagonist refuses to believe such nonsense, but to his surprise, he encounters the very same impaled demon, releasing the spirits surrounding it. Ushio's friends being targeted by these, he is left with no other option than to retrieve the legendary spear, and with that, the demon itself. What will the consequences be for the young boy? Was it really worth it? The premise is interesting, making the viewer question what the consequences are for releasing the demon. This is done initially through events of episodic nature, introducing Ushio's life and his surroundings, whilst presenting the hardships dealing with the demon that goes by the name of Tora. There are some comedic elements present as well, which in some cases are amusing. This show is a good action series with some insane moments. There's always the hair-raising transformation Ushio goes through and occasional demon-like smile that makes the show what it is. Just some good old action. If you're willing to give it a couple episodes, I'd say this show won't betray you. At number 2, we have Beyond the Boundary. Irai Kuriyama is the sole survivor of a clan of spirit world warriors with the power to employ their blood as weapons. As such, Mirai is tasked with hunting down and killing Yomu, creatures said to be the manifestation of negative human emotions. The anime story starts when one day, while deep in thought on the school roof, Mirai comes across Akihito Kanbara, a rare half-breed of demon in a cute human boy form. In a panicked state, she plunges her blood saber into him only to realize that he's an immortal being. From then on, the two form an impromptu friendship that revolves around Mirai constantly trying to kill Akihito, in an effort to boost her own wavering confidence as a spirit world warrior. Eventually, Akihito also manages to convince her to join the literary club, which houses two other powerful spirit world warriors. As the group's bond strengthens, so does the tenacity of the demons around them. However, this anime show will soon turn into a fight for survival as the inevitable release of the most powerful demon approaches. And at number 1, we have D.Gray-man. The story of D.Gray-man revolves around Alan Walker, a young boy who enlists in the organization of Exorcists with the purpose of eliminating the Akuma that roam the world with the Innocents. A gift, a weapon bestowed to serve the apostles of God, the Exorcists. The Akuma are in fact mechanical weapons made by suffering living souls, as opposed to the regular definition of the term. These are controlled by the antagonist, the Millennium Earl, a twisted and dark joker, or clown if you may. It is the task of this organization to abolish and vanquish the Earl, the source of evil. The story starts out pretty good, but takes some time before it kicks into overdrive, so be prepared. I found myself liking the series, but for the first 40 episodes or so, it felt pretty mediocre. After that point, the story starts to flesh out and go into some pretty unexpected directions. Well, that concludes it for today's list. Thank you all for joining us today. Be sure to leave a comment down below, and if we missed anything, or any anime that you believe deserves to be on this list, then go ahead and write it down. I'd love to talk about it, as I am always reading your comments. Also, if you'd like to support me, consider becoming a Patreon. It really helps me out a lot. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and definitely don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.